sometimes give Terry a good sniff and see if I can figure out what he would smell like, but I can't think of any descriptions like that. He just smells like Terry. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly, also known as RowRow and Kades, and this is a podcast about everything I've been knitting over the last 2 weeks, and this is episode 54. Welcome, huge welcome to everybody new and returning. I was going to say recurring then. Yeah, welcome to everybody. It's really lovely to have you all here. So I've got no finished objects this week. No, I've only got whips, but I've got some new whips, so that's good. It is freezing, so it's a hoodie day. It's like I need to be able to do this today and just be like, ugh, because it's just awful. The heating's on, but it's snowing outside. It's only stupid snow where it's like really pathetic and not laying on the floor. It's just like melting as soon as it hits the ground. It's that kind of snow, which is great with me because I hate snow. But yeah, it's still really cold. It's like, it's in the minuses. I know it's not as cold as some places, but I'm not built for this anymore. I used to be. I'm northern. I'm a northern English lass. Like, we don't like the cold, but we face the cold with gusto. We don't care. We're like Elsa. The cold never bothered us anyway. But as I get older, it's like the cold is kind of starting to bother me a bit. So I'm less like Elsa, more like Sven or something. I don't know, I'm talking rubbish. Right, today I'm drinking biscuit brew out of my brand new, beautiful, very heavy mug from Skein and the Stitch. I don't know what it is a heavy mug, but I do like it. I will show you everything else that I got from her new, well, her latest collection, which was the Sarah J Maas collection. If you are not aware, Sarah J Maas is an author who writes fantasy novels, and her first one was a series of books called Throne of Glass. I think there's 6 or 7 books. My dog's eating a dinner if you can hear him. So she did Throne of Glass, which I've read all of, absolutely fantastic series of books. She then did A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is affectionately known as ACOTAR in the world of people who read Sarah J Maas. And she's currently doing Crescent City, which is another fantasy book. Yeah, I've read most of it. I'm reading Crescent City at the minute. Her Jess's collection from Skein and the Stitch was fantastic, and I treated myself to a few things. One of the things I got was the Starry Night mug, which is basically from ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it's just like all the stars and the moon, and it's beautiful, and I just fell in love with it and had to have it, so I got one of these. Also, one of the candles is from the candle is also from the collection, but we'll talk about all that later. We're going to talk about knitting because I'm 4 minutes in and I've talked absolute rubbish. So my first thing I'm going to talk to you about is my dragon fruit vanilla socks. Yeah, they're not from anybody. They're just a basic sock recipe. I did toe up and I finished one. Hurrah! So this isn't actually blocked. I've put it on the blocker, but it's not actually blocked, so it's a bit wrinkly in places. So I have used a toe up recipe, just basically like cast on the toe, knit them, do a fleagle heel, knit to the end. Like nothing special or anything. They've got a twisted rib which I just did in the sock. Focus on them. Which I just did in the sock yarn rather than switching out. And I used a mini from a Cuddlebums rainbow collection, which is this. It's very bright. I don't think that'll focus on it because it's just so like eye-burningly bright, but it's beautiful. Yeah, and I finished one. When did I finish it? A couple of nights ago, Friday night maybe? I'm not sure when I finished it. I haven't weaved in the ends properly yet. I definitely finished it on a Friday because I was a little bit too drunk to weave in the ends. So, so the ends are still not woven in, which I need to do. Why is that lump like that? I hope that blocks out. It's weird. I did a Fleegle heel, which does look weird. But I just really like the fit of a Fleegle heel. It's not the best for like if you're wanting a two-tone heel. It looks a bit odd, but I still kind of like it. You just get this little triangle. I did a twisted, a slip stitch heel for the heel turn. Yeah. So it's Footsie. Is it Footsie? Yeah, King Cole Footsie in the dragon fruit colourway. This is what it looks like in the ball, although it's a scraggy ball now. It knits up in these lovely little dragon fruit stripes. Really like it. My second one I'm already doing. I'm on the gusset. You can see it coming out at the sides where the gusset is coming. So it shouldn't take long to get them done, and I'll have a lovely pair of dragon fruit socks. Yeah. So I might try and get them done. I want to join in with the Soxy and I Know It. I think that's what it's called. By Amanda from Little Lycac. I'm sure it's called I'm Soxy and I Know It, or just Soxy. Do you know, I can't remember. It's something like that. She's doing a cal. It's a year-long cal, and you just need to knit socks. And I think it's like, I think to join in the cal, you only, don't hold me to this because I'm way behind on a podcast and I'm not 100%. But I think you only have to do 6 socks, but like, she's going to try and do 12, and I think other people are going to try and do 12, like 1 pair of socks a month. But she has said to me that if I get these finished by February, I can enter them in. So I'm going to try and get them. I mean, it's February now, so maybe I've missed the boat. I'm not 100%. I thought it was mid-February. In my head, I'm thinking mid-February, but maybe that's just me. But whatever, I've still knitted a pair of socks nearly. I need to get them finished. This should be finished on Friday, I would have thought. This is currently my Friday knit. Yeah, Cheryl asked me to do a new point system of whether it can be a Friday knit or not. And I thought, you know, if it's got five drinks, there'll be rums, because that's what I drink. So 5 spiced rums with Coke. I only have 4 on a night. If I wouldn't be able to get up the stairs if we had 5. 5 spiced rums means that you can knit it no problem on a Friday. You could have 5 spiced rums and still be knitting it, not a problem. Anything less than that as we go down, I mean 1 spiced rum and you're looking sick, I wouldn't be picking it up on a Friday night. Do you know what I mean? So this is, these are definitely a 5 spiced rum. Do you know what I mean? They're absolutely fine. You can, 5 drinks, you'll be absolutely cracking. Not an issue. The only part that you wouldn't be able to is this bit. This bit takes a little bit of concentration. I would do this during the day before you get the drinks in you. But otherwise, yeah. That's my Friday night knit, is my dragon fruit socks. So the next sock I wanted to show you that I've been working on is an actual design this time. And this is an old design that I've been meaning to get out for a couple, well, I don't think it's a couple of years, but it's definitely a year. It must be now. This is the Dadeless sock. So it's obviously it's a 2-colour sock, and it's a mosaic pattern. So there's no like floats or anything. I'll show you up close first, then I'll show you inside. So you basically knit with 1 colour at a time and slip stitches to create the pattern. Now I should show you that way because that's the side with the float so that you can see it better there. So I've started, this is the cuff down version and it's also the DK version. There will be a 4-ply version coming. So this is the inside. So you can see there's no floats in there. So yeah, so I'm doing DK. I've done 1 in the cuff down because I want to get it in testing. So I've done 1 in the cuff down, and then I am currently working on the toe up version. So this will also have a fleagle heel. So the pattern goes all around, same with this, all around the foot. So I'm going to be getting these into testing, I'm hoping tomorrow, Friday, the day this video comes out, so today for you guys. I'm hoping Friday the 9th, I think it is. I'm hoping to get it in testing them. I am having a little bit of problem with my email at the minute, but hopefully I can sort it and get an email sent out for testers. Otherwise I'll be announcing it on Instagram. But yeah, I'll maybe pop it up here as well. If I can't get the emails to send, I'll pop it on my community page. But that's only if I can't get the emails to send. But yes, so these are cuff down or toe up, and this currently it's the DK version coming out. The 4-ply fingering version will be out later in the year. Yeah, Dadeless. Dadeless was the creator of the maze, apparently, and a lovely follower on my Instagram. I'm not sure if she watches the podcast or not, but Becca, she named them for me, so she automatically wins a copy of the pattern when it comes out. She's only been waiting a year, bless her. Yeah, so I've been working on these. This one has been pulled out I don't know how many times because I keep doing the heel wrong. So but I've cracked it now. So yeah, so I've knitted them in. I'll show you these first because it's in my hand. It's Coop Knits socks, yeah, in the DK weight. This is the Prunus colourway. It's like a pale pink, very pretty. And this is the Pigeon colourway. So that's those two. And then for this one, we are using Sugilite. I think that's pronounced. I've used it before, it's beautiful. Sugilite and quartz. So that is those two. So yeah, Coop Knit socks, yeah. It is a lovely yarn. Right. Next. Still on the socks. I have worked on my nest socks by Herrod. I'm not going to put them on the blocker. So these are the nest socks by Herrod, which is Fisherman's Rib sock. I'm doing the cuff down version. You can do toe up. A bit like the Dadeless, you can do cuff down, toe up, and they're in DK or 4-ply. I'm doing the 4-ply cuff down. I've got to the heel, but the heel is a shadow wrap heel, which I've never done before. So I need to take the time to be able to sit and do the tutorial so that I know what I'm doing, and I haven't had the time. So I'm stuck here for the time being, right at the heel, but then it's the foot is all in 1x1 rib. I'm not sure if the sole is. I'm hoping not, because I don't think I'd like that on my feet, but I can't remember. But yeah, and then I've got the other one to do, so I'm way behind. They're supposed to be finished for the 15th of February. It's the 8th today, so that is not happening. But that's okay. I can't join in with the Cal properly anyway, because I'm one of the people who's given prizes. I am knitting this in Enchanted Yarn's Pixie Dust, which I don't think is available anymore. I don't think she dyes anymore. I think she might do occasionally. I love this yarn. It's just such a pretty colour. So yeah, that's as far as I've got. I need to crack on with them. I need to get that video watched really. Ooh, that cup keeps your tea really nice and hot. That's what I like. I like that. I have so many cups that the tea's just freezing. I hate cold tea. Oh, it's disgusting. Okay. I cast on my Polka Cats. So I cast this on. For those of you who don't know, it's a Polka Cats jumper that has been on my list forever. And I'm going to be using a drop yarn and my Truly Hooked advent calendar from last year. So I'll show you first what I've done. I've done 2 rows of cats so far, and it was a bit curly, so bear with me. Look at the little cats! So it's extremely curly. So you basically cast it on. It is flat at the beginning, obviously, instead of short rows, I suppose. She's got you going flat, and then I'm about to join where I'm at. I've left it there. This is my second go. So she gets you to cast on and then place markers. She does tell you that one of the markers in particular is the end of round marker, she calls it. And all the rest are just raglan markers, because it is a raglan. But then everything is charted. It's like it tells you which charts to use and things, but there's no like written pattern at all. It's all charted. There's a lot of charts. She's put extensive work into the pattern. Like there's so many charts for the different sizes and everything, and then there's like you can do it as a jumper, or you can do it as a cardigan, like just as a cardigan, or you can do it as a steeked cardigan. So she's got instructions for all 3 and charts for all 3. It's a very extensive pattern, and so far so good. However, I cast it on and put my markers in place, and then you basically do a purl round, because you're doing the wrong side, that she gets you to do, and then it's charts. And when you jump into the chart, I was like, there's a chunk of this chart missing. This is in my head, this is what I'm doing. So I was counting across, and I was like, marker, 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 and there was a chunk missing between one marker and another. There was a chunk missing. So I was like knitting across, and I was doing all my increases at each marker and everything else. And I did a row of cats, and during the row of cats I realised that I was increasing either side of the start of round marker, which she says is in the middle of the back for the sweater, for the jumper. But it's not explained that you don't increase there. I know you don't increase there for a raglan. I know you don't increase in the centre of the back. But my point is, it's not explained to not increase there. And it's not explained that that marker isn't counted in the charts. Like, that's why there was a chunk missing. So basically there's a chart for this bit to this marker, then there's a chart to this marker, which is the sleeve obviously, then there's a chart, but it doesn't say to ignore that marker, and because it's not the start of a round at this point, it's just there. I was increasing because I was getting to a marker, so I was increasing. And then I was thinking, well, there's a chart missing between there and there. But it's not, it's just the one chart goes across this bit, and it's kind of charted like you just repeat these cats until you get to the next marker. So it's not like you can count the stitches, if that makes sense. And then obviously there's a chart for this bit and a chart for this bit. So yeah, it kind of, I made a mess, but I'd only done this row of cats, the top row. And then I realised halfway through those cats, because my cats were like not lining up, and I was like, hang on, something's not right here. And then I realised what I was doing wrong. So I pulled it out and did it again, and now it's right. Yeah, and I love it. I love it. I didn't realise that you would be picking up the neck later, so that's why it's obviously rolling. But it is one of those, I mean, I have a design that's like this, you knit it flat and then you join it. It just makes it a little bit smoother sometimes with a raglan and into the transition, rather than trying to do short rows while you've got raglan going on. This just makes it a little bit easier to do. So I get it, and I'll be joining it very soon and cracking on. But so far I'm so happy. So I've done I did colour 1 for the first row of cats, and then colour 2 out of the Truly Hook calendar for row 2 of cats. I am going to just do 1 row per colour. So I've got some of colour 1 left, and I've got some of colour 2 left. Well, colour 2 is still attached, look. I'm just going to do, it's a circular fade, so I'm just going to do 1 row per colour, and then when it comes round again, I'll do it again. And I'm obviously going to add in the, I'm pointing over there, it's not over there, it's down here. I'm going to be adding in the Cuddlebums one, so I'm probably going to add these 2 in very soon into the mix. So yeah, I need to ball up all the rest of my Truly Hooked, but it's just going to take a while. I'm also using, I know you've seen this already, but I'll show you again just in case you haven't seen the episode. I'm using the Drops Nord, which is 45% alpaca, 30% polyamide and 25% wool. This is the beige mix colourway, or the light beige mix. And now I've got the colours going in. I love it. I really do love it. It is weird using an alpaca blend with sock yarn, but it's working all right. I've got the floof from the alpaca, and then I've got like the solid cats, and that, I like that. I like that. So I'm really excited. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really excited. So there we go. I was sat knitting on it last night, and I was going, oh, I'm doing the eyes. I don't know how fast it'll be before I get bored of knitting cats, but at the minute on second row of cats, I love it. And it's kind of like, it's, you know, when you do the vanilla sock and the stripes and you want to get to the next stripe, it's kind of like that. I just get these cats done and then I'll go to bed. I'll just finish these cats. I was supposed to have an early night last night, and I ended up going to bed late because I just needed to get those cats finished. So yeah, I can see where my life is leading for the next few months. But that's it, knitting wise. I've not really knitted on much because the Daedalus taupe sock has been a poo-head. I had to keep pulling it out. So that took a bit of time. Obviously the cats, I had to pull it out, so that took a bit of time. So yeah, I haven't knitted quite as much as I would have liked. But today's Thursday. Tomorrow, when you get to see this, it's a Friday night, so I will be having a drink and finishing my dragon fruit sock. So I have some acquisitions to share with you. which is the Skein and the Stitch collection for Sarah J Maas, which I explained earlier. So, if you're not a Sarah J Maas fan, I understand that you might not understand, well, you won't understand a lot of the references of these, but it's still beautiful yarn and beautiful things. So I'll still show you, but I will be explaining what they are. The collection was yarn, the mugs, there was those mugs, and there was like a cauldron as well. But I really wanted that so bad, so I went for that one. And candles. The candles, each of the set of books has a leading man. So in Throne of Glass, the leading man is Rowan. In which is obviously my son's name too. That got tricky reading some parts. Don't think about it. The leading man in a Court of Thorn and Roses is Rhysand, and the leading man in Crescent City is Hunt. Now, all leading men, Sarah J Maas describes their scent in a certain way. The one that always sticks in my mind is Rowan's scent, because he smells of pine and snow. Like, do you know what? Since reading Sarah J Maas's books, I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes give Terry a good sniff and see if I can figure out what he would smell like, but I can't think of any descriptions like that. He just smells like Terry. He's got his own, everyone has their own scent, don't they? He has his own scent. I like his scent, obviously, but I can't put any sort of description on it, and it always makes me laugh that she has these descriptions of like, he smells of pen and snow. Like, I don't know what Terry smells like, and I can like think of the smell now, it comes to me, but I still couldn't tell you what he smells like. It's Terry. But anyway, that's the one that sticks to my mind, that Rowan smells of pine and snow. Anyway, Jess from Skein and the Stitch got the men's descriptions, scent descriptions, and tried to make candles that smelt like the men. And so you could have a Rowan candle, a Hunt candle, or a Rhysand candle, or you could just have all three. Well, I couldn't choose a leading man, and I kind of wanted to know what all of them smelled like, so I got all three. So I have the Rowan candle, I have the Rhysand candle, and currently burning behind us is Hunt. Which I'll show you his lid. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. Hang on, because I don't want to tip wax all over this box. 2 seconds. There we go. Right, there's the Hunt lid. Okay. Hunt smells very badly. It's like really, really nice aftershave. That's why I lit him first, because I was like, ooh. But Rowan really does smell like pine and snow. And Rhysand, they're just beautiful. They do smell like really nice smelling men. I love it. She nailed it. She absolutely nailed it. So I got all three leading men, because why not? And I got, in the yarn colours, I got my two favourite female characters. The first favourite female character is the main character from Throne of Glass, which is Aelin. The yarn is called Fire Breathing Bitch Queen, because that's a name she gets called in it. She is the most amazing character. I absolutely love Aelin, and I just couldn't resist. It's not my colours at all. It's really not my colours, but knitted up it looks beautiful, and I just couldn't resist it because it was Aelin, and I know that's ridiculous, but I couldn't. So this is Fire Breathing Bitch Queen. It's got like speckles, you can see some speckles there, and it's cream, and it's just, oh. I got it in the plush sock base as well, which is 75% merino and 25% nylon. It is so beautifully soft. Absolutely gorgeous yarn. can't wait to use that. And then not a leading character, but my favourite character from the Court of Thorn and Roses books, just because if you've read them, like at the beginning you hate her guts, but her progression and what she becomes, just, oh my god, like there's no words. It just absolutely fills my heart with so much, like, so, she's just so powerful and I just want to be her. Even though she doesn't exist. So this is Nesta from Court of Thorn and Roses, and the yarn is called Lady Death. And that is my colours anyway. So, is that focusing? It's not focusing, is it? No. So even if it wasn't Nesta, I probably would have grabbed this anyway, but I just love Nesta. She's just amazing. So yeah, so I have Nesta and Ailyn, which are just absolute powerhouse women, and then all the 3 men. And then my mug. That is what I got from the Skein of the Stitch update. I'm sorry if that's not the sort of books you're into, because I've probably gone on about it a bit, but like, that is something that absolutely fills my heart up to the brim, is books like that. I just love them, and Sarah J Maas really knows how to hit you with everything, all the feels. So yeah, I love it. I also got, when I was shopping for my Polka Cats yarn, it's Wool Warehouse, I had to push it over the £30 so I would get the free shipping. So we all know. So I looked at Drops Fable because I've never used it before, and I got some yarn to make Terry some vanilla socks. So I just got this colourway. I don't think it has the colourway name on it. Drops doesn't, does it? It never puts the name on, so I'm not sure what the name is, but it's colour 914. He's not a blue boy, yellow is his favourite. He just loves yellow, but I just thought I'd like to try and, he likes his hand knit socks, and he's a bit of a nuisance because he won't wear slippers and he just wanders around the house in socks. Let me just put that down. He wanders around the house in socks, the kitten attacks his feet and pulls at them and everything else, so he's not getting any hand dyed. No, his socks are absolutely gross when he puts them in the wash, but he really likes hand knit socks. So he currently has 2 pairs, that's all he has, which is, he has a pair, they're both knitted in Hobie Silly Socks yarn, which is pretty hard wearing and good. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this Drops Fable and see if that will hold up as well. It's kind of, do you know what, it's like, if you want a sock yarn testing, then Terry is the man to knit socks for, because he will push sock yarn to their absolute limit. Like, honestly, Hobie Silly Socks, like one of his pairs has been pushed so hard, and it's still going strong. There's no holes in sight. So yeah, because he will not wear slippers in the house, he just walks around in his socks. So they get snagged and they get attacked, like I said, and he stands on like stones and things that the kids have dragged in, and yeah, and they hold up. So yeah, there's a good review for you. Right, so that's it for the knitting side of things. I did say in my Make 9 video that I was going to talk to you about my varifocals. So I'll talk to you about it later, and I will talk to you about it now. So basically, if you watch my Vlogmas, I had been given varifocals and was told that I had to try them and get used to them and everything, and I was really struggling with them. They were just making me really dizzy. I couldn't figure out how to look at certain things, and like, people had told me that when they walked on the stairs come up at them and things. I wasn't getting any of that. It was just like, I'd put them on and I'd be like, oh, like everything was just horrible. So I tried and tried and tried. I was told by the optician to use them on a day where I wasn't driving, and I drive pretty much every single day. So it was really difficult to choose a day to do it. But I kept on trying. Anyway, I got to the point where I said to Terry, I can't do this. Like, I'm going to have 2 pair of glasses. I just cannot get away with them. So I went back to the optician and told them they'd give me like 100-day trial on the glasses. And I had about a month left of the trial. I think it was going to run out on the 14th of February. So I went into the optician and I said, I can't do this. And he said, what's happening? I said, I just feel dizzy and horrible. So he made me put them on, and he got me to look straight. And he was like, is the top fine? And I said, yeah, I can see in the distance. Yeah, that's fine. And then he said that the bottom bit, this sounds bizarre to me because I felt like the bottom bit was what I was struggling with. But he said the bottom bit needed to be raised up slightly. And then he said one of the lenses was actually curving out of its frame. So he said, right, he put dots on, he drew dots on the lenses, and he said, right, I'm going to send them away, and I'm going to get this moved up, and I'm going to get that tucked in. And then when they come back, I'm going to reset your 100 days and you can have another go. And I'm not going to lie, I walked out there and I was like, I feel like I'm being strong-armed into I have to wear them because they were really bad. I was really, really struggling. Anyway, I had a text message like a couple of weeks later saying they were ready for me to go and collect. So I went down and picked them up, and I was putting it off. I was like, you're going to have to. The optician said to me the best thing to do was just get rid of your short-sighted ones. He said just put them away somewhere, get someone to hide them. He said the best thing that happened to him was that his dog chewed his, and so he couldn't wear them anymore, and he had to wear the varifocals because it was just easier to keep the short-sighted ones on and just keep lifting them up to read, and which is what I'd been doing. Anyway, I kept putting it off, trying them again, because I was like, oh, it feels so horrible. I feel so sick when I have them on, and I don't, like, I know it's going to take time and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, about a week ago, I was like, right, you're going to give this a go. Come on now. So I did. And they're absolutely fine. So I think the ones that I had were obviously not right. But it's, you don't know, do you? Because it's your first go. I thought that's what they were supposed to be like, but I was literally something, I don't know what, but something wasn't right, and they were making me so dizzy. Like, I was looking and everything was blurry. But don't get me wrong, there's certain points where in these where it's not quite right. So yesterday when I was in Slimming World, it was my first time wearing these and sitting in like a group meeting of people. And I was really struggling to be able to focus on the consultant because of where she was standing. Where I was sitting, she was catching in the blur in the side, and I was having to really turn my head so that I could see her properly. So that it was a little bit uncomfortable. I couldn't just sit and go like this. I was having to like properly turn. And then turning to talk to people near me and think that was difficult. But I can see that I would get used to it. Driving as well is not as difficult as I expected it to be, but it's not as perfect as I would like it to be. Little things that I need to just rectify, and by the end of each day I'm a bit like, oh, I want to get these off, but I haven't been. I've been leaving them on because there is little things. There is, like, if I turn too far it's blurry, and if I look down when I'm not supposed to, it's like, whoa. But I've also noticed that, like, the optician said to me that my prescription is so minimal at the minute that it's the best time to get used to it, because obviously as my eyes deteriorate and it gets worse, it'll be harder to get used to them. So yeah, so I'm glad I've done it. And honestly, yeah, so many of you were texting me and going, oh, I hope you can do it because they're so good, like, I've never looked back, and just keep trying. And it was like, And then Ange, who like is my lovely friend, she has varifocals, and she was saying to me like, oh, just keep trying, and I was like, I really want them to work. I don't want to be switching glasses or anything. That's going to be so annoying. But it just wasn't working. But now I know, because the glasses were a bit faulty. So these ones are great. So I'm all set with my varifocals. Okay, so the announcement. So if you are a follower on Instagram, you will already have seen the announcement, which was announced last Friday. But I am very excited to tell you that I'm going to be setting up a Patreon. I've wanted a Patreon for so long, and it's just been out of reach due to just my situation at home, because I'm my partner's carer, and I'm not allowed to do certain things. But I've spoken to some people and I am now allowed to do certain things. It's complicated, but Patreon is one of the things on the list that I really wanted to do. And yes, I'm allowed to now set it up and go for it. So over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be announcing what each tier will include. I've got 3 tiers for my Patreon. There's going to be pom-poms, bubbles and nuts. They're the 3 tiers. I actually need to go and make the pom-poms, bubbles and nuts this afternoon for photos for the tiers. But never mind that. There is lots of little benefits and everything for you to sign up. Now please don't get me wrong here. I do not expect everybody to sign up. Nothing at all is going to change with the way that I do everything that I normally do. This is going to remain the same. The podcast is still going to be on here. There's still going to be something every week on here. Instagram, patterns, everything. Nothing is going to change at all with the way things are done. But the Patreon is just going to be extra stuff. So yeah, I don't want anyone thinking that they have to sign up and that they can't and they're going to lose out on anything that I do now, because you're not. So yeah, I'm very excited to get started. I'm also extremely nervous to get started. It's a big commitment, but I've tried to make it not too difficult for myself, because I have a very full plate, as you might know, and I don't want to make it even fuller, but I do need to try and make a living from what I'm doing. So that's part of the reason. Well, it's the main reason. The main reason I do all of this is because I need to make a living for myself and my family. So yeah, I'm going to be on Patreon. So the first tier is the pom-pom tier, and that's actually going to be announced today. Like today. You'll see this tomorrow. Does that make sense? Today's Thursday. I'm going to announce it today on Instagram, but I will tell you guys what it is if I can remember. So the first tier, I'm going to be reading off my phone, but the first tier is the pom-poms tier. So for the pom-poms, it's going to be $3.50, that's US, $3.50, which is £2.50 if you're in the UK. I don't know the other conversions off the top of my head, but it's not a lot, basically. And for that tier, you will get an exclusive Patreon only fortnightly vlog. So that's the extra video you'll be getting. 2 extra videos a month, because there'll be a fortnightly vlog. My Discord server obviously is already up and running, but you can join my Discord server and get, your name will be in the pom-pom colour, so everybody would know that you are a pom-pom, and you get 20% off all my patterns. So that is the first tier. I'm not going to tell you the rest because I'm going to be announcing them over Instagram over the next few weeks, but that is the first tier. So there's a new vlog every 2 weeks. In my Discord server, your name will be in a certain colour, so people will know that you are a pom-pom, and you will get 20% off all my patterns the entire time you are signed up to Patreon. Yeah, so that's that one. Again, nobody is forced into doing this. Nobody has to sign up. It's just, this is just something that I wanted to do for a long time. People have mentioned it to me in comments below before about me having Patreon and things, and I've wanted to for such a long time. And yeah, it'll just be nice to have this new little community thing going on and being able to do extra things. So, one last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the double decker. So, last week, when I recorded my Make 9 video, this was sitting on the end of my desk here. And apparently it caused a fair bit of distraction. And I do apologise. So this is a very small, it's only this big. It's a double decker. The double deckers are normally about this big, I think. It's from a selection box over Christmas. And it had been left on my desk by one of my kids, I don't know which one. One of them had plonked it on my desk and left it there. And I'd been tidying my desk, and that was there waiting for me to put it in the sweet drawer. And then I totally forgot about it and did the whole video. And there was people saying, oh, the double decker made me really hungry. Or, oh, I hope you enjoyed the double decker. But it's not mine. And it's still here. And I am going to pinch it, because honestly, I love a double decker. It's like one of my favourites, and it's still kicking about. So yes, I'm sorry if I made you hungry with the double decker. It was not intentional. It shouldn't have been there. It snuck past me. So yes, that's why the double decker was sitting there looking at you all and enticing you away from my knitting. Right, I'm going to head off. Have a really lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for everything, being subscribed, and just all the support you give me, the comments and the likes and everything. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will see you in a couple of weeks. I'll be back next week with something. I just don't know what. I don't know what. So I need to get my thinking cap on and figure that out. But thank you so much. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.